We all have our own set of limitations when it comes to human capabilities. Maybe it's just not coded in our genes, or our bodies just can't push themselves beyond a certain limit. But as with everything in life, there are exceptions. If you think there's something that's humanly not possible, there just might be someone out there who's capable of doing it even without breaking a sweat. Here are 10 things only 1% of people can do, which you probably can't. Before we begin, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more amazing content. Number 10. Hand dexterity. Imagine increasing your productivity twofold by being ambidextrous. In case you don't know what ambidextrous means, it's an ability to use both hands with the same amount of accuracy and efficiency. Sending 2 different work emails at the same time sounds like a lifesaver, don't you think? But things aren't all great for people with this unique ability. Ambidextrous people often suffer from learning difficulties, ADHD, and difficulty in speaking as well. But that being said, there have been some truly prodigious people who had this ability, like the famous Italian polymath Leonardo da Vinci. There have been claims that he managed to paint with both his hands simultaneously. Another more modern example is New York-based artist Raja Senna, who uses both her hands to produce these incredible hyper-realistic paintings. How insane is that? Number 9. Math genius. Sometimes you're not born a genius, but made one. The savant syndrome is one situation where a person of seemingly normal capabilities gets upgraded to a whole new level of intelligence. This syndrome is usually a side effect of some traumatic brain injury, and instead of causing a serious cognitive decline, it takes a different turn. The damaged brain tries to compensate by pushing all the cognition to parts of the brain which are not damaged. The hypercompensation results in some very incredible abilities in people. For example, Daniel Tammet from the UK suffered from a severe epileptic seizure as a child, which resulted in him gaining some extraordinary capabilities. He became a master mathematician and has the ability of computing numbers with 100 digits all within his mind. In 2004, he set a world record by reciting 22,514 digits of pi from memory. It took him a little over 5 hours to do this. He's even written several fictional books and can speak English, Finnish, French, German, Lithuanian, Esperanto, Spanish, Romanian, Icelandic, and Welsh. If that wasn't enough, he even worked in the field of computer engineering. The human brain is unbelievable. Number 8. Elastic joints. Imagine living a life of incredible flexibility. I'm talking about body flexibility, from using your feet to brush your teeth to folding yourself like a notebook with relative ease. These unique talents seem life-changing. But people who live with hypermobility have a tougher life than you would imagine. The flexibility comes at a cost of other medical conditions which can worsen as they age. Generally, this condition is caused by disorders in the production of collagen. Collagen is found in nails, hair, skin, blood vessels, ligaments, and is responsible for movement and flexibility. But when hypermobility is part of your life, you're more prone to injuries. The body and the joints become weaker with age, and the superflexibility can make it worse. The collagen mutation can also affect the organs, and people with hypermobility can suffer from heart issues, frequent fractures, and wrinkles. It might not sound as cool as we thought. Number 7. Bottomless stomach. People can surprise you. You think you've seen it all, and then someone pops out of nowhere and does something which completely defies your understanding of what's possible. If you want to feel humbled, people like Dixon or Pong can make you feel downright ordinary. This Ghanaian man has a trick up his sleeve, or his stomach to be exact. Most humans can only drink a fixed amount of liquid at a time. Going beyond that is going into dangerous territory. In fact, drinking too much water can kill you. A condition called hyponatremia can occur when the body receives excess amounts of water in one go. This can result in the kidneys not being able to keep up with the excess fluid and forces the water into the blood. The diluted blood ultimately can't do its job properly, and if left untreated could potentially be fatal. It seems Dixon's body never got this memo. He can drink 152 ounces of water in just 1.5 minutes, and once done, can regurgitate it out like a water fountain. If there's a fire, this is the man you want to have around you. He's found some way to control his stomach and prevent the fluid from going down his gastrointestinal tract. The end result is nothing short of magic. Number 6. Living statue. Ah yes, living statues. We've often walked past these street performers as they somehow manage to remain still and unstartled for hours on end. Try standing perfectly still even for a minute. You'll soon realize it's not as easy as it seems. This story takes us to India, where a man has been working as a living statue for the past 30 years. ABDUL HAJIZ is so dedicated to his profession that he stood guard in front of his resort every day for 6 hours for the last 3 decades, and it's impressive. Many visitors are drawn to this area because of Abdul's outstanding performance. They've even tried to make him laugh or cause him to move, but none have managed to do so till date. Abdul is so confident at his job that there's even a 10,000 rupee reward for anyone who's successful in distracting him. So what exactly is his secret? Maybe he switches himself with a real statue when no one's looking. No, it's just yoga. He does yoga every day in the morning and has attributed his success as a living statue to this practice. Number 5. Unique profession. Is there a job you might have heard somewhere which sounded too good to be true? Well, a water sommelier might be something like that. Like a sommelier who is an expert in everything wine, a water sommelier is an expert in, well, everything water. Martin Rees is a water sommelier from Los Angeles, and he can impress you with his delicate palate. Differentiating wine still seems plausible since they have a strong taste, but something which is seemingly tasteless and odorless like water? How is it possible? Well, Martin can. He discovered his sensitive palate at a very young age. He's so good at what he does that he can tell you where exactly a specific water is from. Every week he gets tons of bottled water from around the world and he does a taste test. He can easily tell if it's a spring water from Germany or if it's rainwater all the way from Tanzania. Currently, he teaches hundreds of students from all over the globe and teaches them on how to become a water sommelier. He even works with big companies and restaurants offering his specialized skills. Number 4. Endless running. Running a marathon requires a lot of preparation and mental fortitude. There's no easy way around it. Robert Young is one marathon runner who is in a league of his own. This man once did 370 marathons in a year. That's right, 370. That's more than one marathon a day. Imagine dedicating your entire year to just running. You'd probably pass out just thinking about it. So what made Robert commit to such a difficult feat? Turns out it was a noble deed. He ran for a year trying to raise money for charity to help orphans. Since Robert himself was an orphan, he understands their pain and suffering. Not only is he a super athlete, he's a kind-hearted human being. Number 3. Incredible digestion. Of all the competitions out there, competitive eating is one that's unlike any other. You generally train for something by eating right and eating healthy, but this is the opposite. Quantity is the key here. For a long time, Americans were the kings in this arena and often had no competition. All this changed when Japanese competitor Takeru Kobayashi entered the world of competitive eating. He started with a major hot dog eating competition in 2001 in New York. He shattered the previous record by double and ate 50 hot dogs in one sitting. It's hard to imagine that someone of his size could eat as much as he did, but that's Kobayashi for you. One enduring legend behind his origin talks about how he once ate 11 pounds of rice at a restaurant in Japan. Being a poor student, Kobayashi once walked into a restaurant which had an offer where a customer could eat as much rice as they want with no extra cost. Since the average Japanese doesn't eat more than a few servings of rice at a time, it was a safe bet for the owners of the restaurant. But that didn't apply to this beast of a man. He ordered bowl after bowl until the total count added up to 11 pounds of rice. Discovering his natural talent, he took his skills to the world stage, and since then has rarely faced an opponent who could beat him. What a guy. Number 2. Tongue acrobatics. The tongue is probably one of the most versatile muscles we have in our body. What makes it even more special is that our sense of taste is also dependent on this muscle. But did you know you could also make your tongue do this? Or this? Okay, maybe not all of us can roll and twist it in a way that it looks like a flower or some other kind of pattern, but it is still doable if you train hard enough. Scientists say that it also depends on your genetics. I guess there's only one way of finding it out. Give it a try. Before moving to number 1 on our list, here is an interesting challenge that went viral on social TikTok. People come up with some really wacky things to put on the platform, like this challenge. Think you can squeeze yourself between the bars of this fence? Though it doesn't need any special skills like the others on this list, it does require you to be thin and flexible enough to push yourself through it. If you're going to try it, be sure that you're not going to get stuck while doing it. Number 1. The King of Balance. Sometimes being trapped in a difficult situation forces you to improvise. Your true strength can often be discovered in such scenarios. This Chinese man found his strength back in 2014 when he missed the last boat back home. Trapped on the other side of the shore, he got desperate. He found a bamboo pole nearby and decided to row his way to the other side while standing on it. Of course, first tries are never easy or smooth. Needless to say, after years of practice, this man has finally mastered the art of balancing himself on one bamboo stick while using the other to paddle himself around. Imagine him paddling the canals of Venice on just a piece of bamboo and passing by gondolas with ease. He would probably put all the gondoliers to shame. That's all of them. Which was your favourite out of them all? Let us know in the comments, and while you're at it, be sure to like, share and subscribe. See you next time.